What's up, YouTube? This is Ricky J, and welcome to another video. In this video, guys, we're going to be looking at a game called Truthbound that's in development by a one-man gang, Claimer Uncut. I love that guy, man. This guy's so talented and so honest. So he's making a game. He spent countless days creating this game, Truthbound, and it's far from complete, but he has a little movement going on here to support him. So he says the goal is to gain support to pay bills and purchase food for the next 6 months, to continue to work on the game full-time, and deliver a high-quality online boxing sim for the core community. So if you guys want to support him, go to the link in the description. But let's get right into this. I want to tell you, man, this Claimer Uncut guy is so talented that he's sick and tired of the state of combat sports games. A lot of us are, man. I'm going to be honest with you. There's it's like a stagnation going on right now. There's no next generation development when it comes to combat sports games. Like, Undisputed seems to kind of died out a little bit. I shouldn't say a little bit, but there's not a lot of people playing the game. UFC 5, it's on its last life. And what else do we have to look forward to? So this guy is like, screw this, I am going to make my own game. We're going to look at his video that he made, pause it every now and then to talk about what is in store. And this is good, man, because we want a new game. We want things to be moving forward when it comes to the technology aspect of combat sports games. Here we go.
Are back. Today we discuss the key features of my new boxing game Truthbound. Just 10 months in, one man. We'll discuss feinting, parrying, manual blocking, 10 variations of the jab. Not to mention that this is all part of a boxing survival RPG. Most of you know who I am.
So look at that.
You know.
So boxing survival RPG. This is what I was saying too during my live stream, that all these games that come out, I feel like it's the same purpose. You play the game to beat people online, to move up on the leaderboards. This is a nice little side quest, so to speak, a different world that you can embark on when it comes to combat sports games. An RPG, role-playing game. If you didn't know what that stands for, brother, this is a great kind of refreshing thing that's going on here with this game.
Oh, exactly why I'm making this game. So support the cause, link in the description. But first, let us address the elephant in the room. The Undisputed community is on its last legs. What a big surprise. When you continue to buy and promote mediocre games, companies will not fix something which they consider not broken. Many of you, sadly, are still holding on to false hopes. So first, we must understand why we keep getting misled. Truth number one, you are a pawn of a corporate system called the hook model. Real gamers play the likes of Tekken and Street Fighter for the challenge of learning complex fighting systems, whereas the everyman buys Undisputed to live vicariously through their favorite fighter. That is the community's biggest downfall. These games are nothing but digital stores, created for the sole purpose of selling you fighter DLC, and the cycle never ends, unless...
See, the thing is, with combat sports games, and Undisputed in particular, it's not a huge step up from Fight Night Champions. So let's be honest. Like, we need something that's next generation. And with Undisputed, it's a solid game when you kind of don't have like high expectations to move up on the leaderboards. I just play the game for fun and have a good time. But it's not that next level of gaming. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that this game, we always have hope, brothers and sisters out there, that this game will take that next generation leap. Because I feel like even UFC 5, no combat sports game has taken that next generation leap.
Of course, we understand the traps we keep falling for. Trap number one, motion capture is a lie. This is an 18-year-old trailer, THQ's first UFC
That
game.
was an amazing
motion capture
game.
Was perfect 18 years ago, but a final game could not look like this because unedited motion capture would result in a slow-paced, unresponsive game. Case in point, Undisputed's footwork looks fantastic, but it takes 2 seconds to change direction, and you often feel like you're not in control of the fighter.
So yeah,
UFC 5.
Sorry for pausing a lot, but I feel the same way when it comes to Undisputed. Like, sometimes I'll move one way and my guy will move a different way. Like, if I try to like backdash back, he'll like backdash forward. And sometimes when I'm moving left and then try to move right, it does take a second or two. And I'm playing it on PC with a 4090 GPU, so there shouldn't be any issues like that.
Its movement looks janky, but it's a far more responsive game. Our community tends
But UFC 5, same thing. The footwork, the guys feel like they're floating.
to celebrate illusions over authenticity. And this is a prime example. Ragdoll physics cannot be used in an online competitive game. Indie games using this feature are lying to you. AAA games do not use this for good reason. Physics are unpredictable, so even if both computers remain in sync, the results will always be different. Truthbound uses traditional proven methods, used in some of the greatest combat games ever made. Why don't companies use these methods now? Because it takes time, and time is money. Movement.
See, this is what I was saying too. Like PlayStation 3 days, the games were incredible because I'm not saying people don't put the time in to make games, but it felt like the games were way more polished back in the PS3 days. And they used this system for most of these combat sports games.
Is fully deterministic, kinematic, and responsive. It takes less than a second to change direction, whilst still maintaining fluid movement. That includes circling out at a faster pace to reposition yourself, as well as dash, slide, and slip, fully driven by kinematics. With this foundation alone, you have full control
Look at that
over your
slip
distance
off the center
management,
line.
which is the most important aspect of
Nice
any combat
feints.
game, but it goes further than that. Let's talk about hand fighting. With responsive movement, that means that punches are relatively easy to evade. You can set your punches up with feints. Feints allow you to reposition yourself.
And I love how when they're throwing their jabs that they're not putting their whole body into it, you know? It's just flowing out. No wind up.
Take your head off the center line, but most importantly,
nice
disrupt the
rip to
rhythm
the
of
body.
your opponent. In Truthbound, when you feint and post, you are
Look at that little
feet
parry
to
action.
either keep yourself at range or
But see how they're actually fully extending on these jabs, and the jabs look like they're doing damage.
find angles. These features carry weight for 3 reasons. Manual blocking means there is not an invisible force field which blocks every punch at every angle until the block health bar runs out. If someone's using the default block, I can still land the stiff jab up the middle. If your opponent is beating you with the jab,
See how he's closing his guard right there? But then he's going to be susceptible to hooks.
you can utilize the tight guard, but that leaves you open to hooks. However, truth
Nice
be told,
jab.
you'll rarely be using the block because it's so easy to step in and out of range.
See, that's nice how you could step in and out of range, gauge your distance.
Let's talk about non-tracking punches. In layman's terms, punches do not track you like homing missiles.
See, sorry to keep on pausing it, but the one thing that drives me nuts with Undisputed is the tracking issues. Like when I go online, I feel like it happens way too often post-update where these punches aren't landing. And I'm like, it's frustrating when you want to compete and you want to do well against people online and the punches just aren't landing. Like the body shots. I feel like sometimes these body shots aren't landing. Even like hooks as well.
Your opponent will rotate to face you, but it isn't instant. And that is why subtle footwork and shot placement count.
What I like too is the punches in this game. Man, they have some zip on them, don't they? This Truthbound has a lot of promise. I wish that Claimer Uncut could hire a team so he could get things done faster, to be honest. But he's the one-man gang. That's my new nickname for him.
See, when you land a jab, you're not just hitting
Look at this.
the head, you're hitting the frontal lobe, the chin, your opponent's nose. Think of them as critical damage zones, which just like in real boxing, act as deterrents if your opponent decides to fight reckless. If you walk onto a well-timed
Look at
punch,
all
it
these
could lead
zones
to
that
a
you could
bloody
target.
nose, restricting your airflow, which would result in faster stamina loss and slower stamina recovery rate. Similar deterrents would apply to getting hit in the liver.
Nice
The
pun-
solar
I love the
plexus, see
exhale
the
when
drift.
you
Now,
land
this
the
doesn't force
punches.
you to fight patiently, but it does encourage you to fight strategically, which leads me on to a feature that most AAA games avoid: position-based actions.
So before we get into this, you could tell, man, that this guy's had a boxing history. He knows his boxing, and he is all about the details.
Let's start with an advanced combination. Your opponent is getting the better of you with the step-in jab. You're able to duck under,
Nice
but you're not
duck
close enough
under.
to throw meaningful shots. Alternatively, I attempt to shuffle left, but I'm still getting caught with the jab.
See how we got caught with the jab when he shuffled
And
to the
that
left?
is where position-based actions come into play. In this case, we duck under the jab, but with our head lowered, we transition to the shuffle.
Oh,
But
that's
at
cool.
This time, when we shuffle, our positioning is lower. Not only
See, he could still land a punch when he's kind of crouched down like that.
do we avoid the jab, but the momentum generated by the shuffle increases the damage of the rear body
Nice.
hook. You also have
Some
basic
bare knuckle.
defensive scenarios. If you're leaning to the right, you should be able to throw a jab while still
See, I like that. So in Undisputed, you have to kind of like be in that center line to throw punches. Like in Fight Night Champ, you were able to kind of get off the center line and throw punches. I remember I used to do that all the time. Here he's going to show you that when you're kind of leaning to the side, you could still throw your punches.
maintaining that angle. Now, none of this means that you can't be beaten by a novice. Just like in real boxing, the overhand set up by the jab always has the potential to shut your lights out. Not only that, you have the option to overcommit throwing swinging hooks,
Nice.
which can
Oh.
drain your stamina, leave you open to counters, but if they
Look at the guys in the background. Was this in prison?
and they can pay off. That
In
is
a
just
subway?
the beginning. Let us now cover
So that's cool. I hope that those like flash overhand punches don't land in end fights, but we will soon see. But this shows a lot of promise. One thing, there's a lot of things I'm excited about, but this is the part that is going to separate this game from the rest of them, that it's a survival RPG boxing game. I feel like we're exhausted when it comes to the style of these combat sports games. Like I said in the beginning of the video, it's like we're doing the same thing over and over again. Us old dogs like me, I don't want to just play online to move up in the leaderboards. I want to have a different experience. That's why the story mode in Fight Night Champion was so good. So let's see what this is all about.
the system I've enjoyed working on the most, heavily inspired by The Warriors, Bully, and Def
Oh,
Jam
Bully.
Fight for New York.
I love
have
that
the
game.
blueprints in place to create a story-driven underground ecosystem. The concept
press
as it
conference?
stands, you're an office worker who finds himself in a compromising position, which the choice is a life behind bars or a new beginning, of which it is in your hands to make the most of it. You'll start from the very bottom, fighting for food and shelter. However, once you prove yourself to be of
Oh, look at these little mini games that he has.
value, you'll gain opportunities to join and represent different factions.
Oh.
Here, you'll be able to take on side jobs to earn money, which will enable you to buy better quality food, access to better
Look at this. So the survival meters, your weight, your hunger, your hydration, his energy's low. This kind of reminds me of the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Lionheart. Remember? He started out fighting on the streets, made some money, and then was fighting against, remember? It's on him, man. The whole bet's on Attila. You also got to look at your fitness. So this is what I'm talking about. Opening a door of something we haven't experienced is something that these companies got to do, man. Come up with something unique.
training equipment, as well as sleeping facilities. Your
Oh.
choices will affect your attributes before you go into a fight. If you end up with a broken orbital bone, that will carry with you into the next fight.
Oh, look at this. So yeah, if you have an injury, it'll carry on to the next fight. So look, you could buy food. Oh my God, what is that? Is that a drink? Hand wraps. How do you get, so if you're, my question is, if you're injured, how do you heal? Like, do you walk into a walk-in clinic or what? This has so much promise, man. It makes me so excited. It even says Monday morning winter, so they have the 4 seasons.
Now this functionality exists, but in the
Wow.
shape of blueprints. Eventually, every character in this small world will have their own backstory. This is where you, tired of the state of combat games,
See?
can get involved.
So he was saying that there's other characters that could have a backstory, so you don't always have to just fight. You could just go around and live a life of somebody else. I wonder how he would program that.
If you see the potential in this game, I kindly ask that you support the cause. Join my Ko-fi, link in the description, so I can continue to work on the game
what a combo.
without any distractions.
Three-piecer.
And for those who support throughout the journey, we'll have a spot open for them to be an NPC in the game.
Oh, cool.
What do you have to lose? Truthbound has the potential to be an online community where you and your friends can create your own factions, build and craft better facilities. Maybe you don't want to be a boxer. You can take on a different
That's
role.
so cool.
A trainer, a chef, a manager. I have the capabilities to create all of this, but I don't have time. A big thank you to the content creators who reacted
That's
to my
amazing,
first trailer.
man.
Just remember,
I didn't
that
actually
I'm
see
making
the
this
first
game for the
trailer.
community that you're a part of. Don't be petty. Don't forget to join the community Discord, link in the description. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the state of
So this is nuts, man. I'm still just so amazed how talented this guy is, man. So I'll definitely be supporting him. I love the potential of this game. I love this guy's confidence. He's so confident that he could just dive into something like this and make something on his own. So please go check out the link in the description. Like I said, we need more unique experiences when it comes to the combat sports community, when it comes to the games. I'll be honest with you. I feel like combat sports is kind of dying on YouTube just because the engines that make these channels and communities thrive, which are the games, are not really thriving, you know? Like Undisputed has a lot of potential, but there's still issues with it, which makes me sad, man, because I want that game to be so good, but there's still issues with it. The UFC series, I feel like they've taken things away over time. Like, remember when you were able in UFC 2 to create your ultimate team, the game face, and it was a lot of fun in the UFC 2 days, even UFC 3. UFC 4 regressed. UFC 5 was a disappointment. And what's going on with UFC 6? Are they going to put the time in to make these unique experiences come to life? We don't know. And sadly, my confidence level on that front is very low, not high at all. So we need more people like Claimer Uncut to develop Truthbound. And you know what I'm finding too? I know I'm rambling on, but I'm venturing off to playing different games. Like there's a new game. Claire Obscured. It won like Game of the Year, Expedition 33. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's an RPG, and I'm gonna buy it just to try a unique experience. I'm also playing like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 because like I'm tired of these combat sports games. I feel like it's the same thing over and over. But anyway, I'm rambling on. Please let me know your thoughts on this whole video, this whole new game, the potential, and the things I said, and I'll see you guys soon. Shoutouts to Claimer Uncut. Man, keep doing what you're doing, brother. You're an awesome guy, man. Even though I've never met you, obviously, in person. But you are just the true definition of somebody who has a dream and putting it into practice. Way to go, brother. Much respect. But anyway, Ricky, I'm out. See you later.